this era, all day. Hell yeah.
ArmWrestling's about to take place.
Yeah.
At the whole lead up, I want to touch on from the day you left Washington State Championships. I want to just find out from you, how did all this come about? How did this match with Travis Bagent set up?
All right. Well, since Washington, I pulled Shark, and we went through some wars. He didn't come out injury free. I didn't come out injury free. He had like a bicep tendon tear or something like that. My shoulder's been sore for the past month since then, still recovering. So I just had been working on trying to recover and trying to strength train and arm wrestle at the same time, and trying to get better and recover at the same time. And then you gave me the call, told me about Virginia. So we started looking for matches, couldn't find anybody, and apparently Travis stepped up. So, and it was kind of last minute. It was like it was like a couple weeks before the date. So it was basically, we were both coming in cold. I've been healing up. He's been sitting on a couch training for a couple months, whatever. So, and I'm a little lighter right now too. I'm like 215. I was 220, 223. So, yeah.
All right, so you get the call. You're about 2 weeks out. Now, what goes on through your head? So you get the call from me, you hang up. What starts? Does the preparation start right there? What's going through your head? Kind of explain what you were feeling at that moment.
Oh, I was just like, wow, this is a really good opportunity. I think the first thing I did was call my dad. He used to compete all the time. He comes to a lot of my tournaments, and so we talk about everything that's going on. So I told him, and he thought it was awesome. And there wasn't much to really do training wise for. I mean,
the whole lead up, I want to touch on from the day you left Washington State Championships. I want to just find out from you, how did all this come about? How did this match with Travis Bagent set up?
All right. Well, since Washington, I pulled Shark, and we went through some wars. He didn't come out injury free. I didn't come out injury free. He had like a bicep tendon tear or something like that. My shoulder's been sore for the past month since then, still recovering. So I just had been working on trying to recover and trying to strength train and arm wrestle at the same time, and trying to get better and recover at the same time. And then you gave me the call, told me about Virginia. So we started looking for matches, couldn't find anybody, and apparently Travis stepped up. So, and it was kind of last minute. It was like it was like a couple weeks before the date. So it was basically, we were both coming in cold. I've been healing up. He's been sitting on a couch training for a couple months, whatever. So, and I'm a little lighter right now too. I'm like 215. I was 220, 223. So, yeah.
All right, so you get the call. You're about 2 weeks out. Now, what goes on through your head? So you get the call from me, you hang up. What starts? Does the preparation start right there? What's going through your head? Kind of explain what you were feeling at that moment.
Oh, I was just like, wow, this is a really good opportunity. I think the first thing I did was call my dad. He used to compete all the time. He comes to a lot of my tournaments, and so we talk about everything that's going on. So I told him, and he thought it was awesome. And there wasn't much to really do training wise for. I mean,
I'm still here. Did I lose you for a second?
You froze. I missed all that.
All right. So what I was saying is, what was your father's reaction? Because what I thought was, what is pretty ironic is, when I was training with Travis, he came out to my California house, and we were doing some videos on training and all, and we were doing something with a strap. And he actually brought you up, and he brought your father up because your father showed him an exercise to work the strap when Travis was younger and all. So now goes on, it's probably like, 10, 15 years later. Now you're calling up your father to say, I have a match with the GOAT of left-hand arm wrestling. What was his reaction when he heard that?
Yeah, no, he thought it was awesome. He knows exactly who Travis is. He knows who all the top guys are back when he pulled and the current top arm wrestlers. So he's been keeping up with everything. He thought it was amazing. He's like, wow, what an opportunity. He basically told all his friends about it. He was excited about it.
That's got to be an amazing feeling, being able to have that conversation with your pops.
Right.
And
right.
So now I know you got the call, you were 2 weeks out, so there's not too much you're going to be able to get stronger or anything. But what did you do? Was there any kind of, can you explain like what your next table practices look like, or what the gym workouts were looking like?
Mostly it was just coming up with a game plan. So with Travis, I know he's fast, he's hitting high outside, and he's going for hand control. And I know with my left, I have a really good stopping point in the strap, as long as I can get on my side of the table. So my plan was to go outside, but not necessarily get hand control, but at least be able to get onto my side of the table with the strap and get that lock in and wear him out. And it went exactly according to plan. But as far as practices, I pretty much just did the same thing in practice, like the 1 or 2 practices that I had before the match.
Now, is there anybody that you trained with specifically to help you out to prepare for Travis, or do you have a set couple of training partners that you train with for all the time?
Yeah, just my regular training partners. I train with my partner Dustin Jaliff on the weekends. He's very strong. We both on similar levels. We help each other get better. And then on the weekdays, I have 2 or 3 new guys that are got a lot of potential, good up and comers, and I train them. And it's kind of like I get a bit of a workout too. It's like a rehab also / technical practice. Just get the blood flowing, and I like to coach them. I got 2 guys and 1 girl. We train on Thursdays, and then Saturdays I do my heavy training with Dustin.
Yeah, I know your friend Dustin. I've seen him pull. He came to our tournament last time with the Paul Lynn versus John Brzezinski match, and I believe he won his class. And he definitely caught my eye that day. Very, very good puller. Kind of remind me of you. Very similar styles and everything. But he's another up and coming name that I'm definitely keeping my eyes on. So now what I want to go to is I want to go to the day Saturday of your actual match with Travis. So I want to hear from the second you open your eyes that morning, what goes through your head?
That the morning, not a whole lot, just trying to relax. And it was kind of like a normal day at first, getting breakfast and all that. And then, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 hours before we left to go to the venue, the butterflies start kicking in, the nerves or whatever. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm starting to feel it now. And I was like, it's a little more than usual. I'm like, okay, this is going to be good. Cause usually when the nerves start kicking in means that the more nerves I get, the more hyped up I'm going to be for the match. So I knew it was a good thing.
Yeah, I think I saw that day on Facebook. I seen a picture of you and your girlfriend. I think you guys were in a jacuzzi or whatever. Looks like you were just kind of kicking back, trying to keep your mind off things, kind of relax and all. Is that true?
Yeah, we were. And I shared that picture on Facebook, and what's his name? The guy pulled in Jordan Sill in Louisiana, Jonathan Breda. He messaged me about that. He's like, dude, don't you know that sitting in a jacuzzi dehydrates you? I'm like, what the fuck? And he's like, yeah, you better start drinking some water right now. So I was at the restaurant and I sent him a picture of me drinking water. So I was like, start drinking some immediately. He's like, yeah, you better give me some credit for that.
Shout out to John Breida. John Breida is another amazing puller. He's actually going February 12th, the East versus West. He's got a big match out there. I forgot the opponent's name, but it's definitely a big name, and definitely wishing him good luck on that.
Hell yeah.
So I also wanted to know, how does it feel? Because I know I was looking through all the arm wrestling groups and, all on the lead up to the big day. And there was a lot of like talk out there, a lot of haters and a lot of people that didn't know of you. And they kind of were just discrediting you and all. And I just wanted to kind of get, how did you feel coming into this being such a big underdog, knowing everything you did in 2021? I mean, you've knocked out the top names in the game. So for now, for you to go as such an underdog and everybody kind of like dismissing you and not giving you any shot, did that mess with you mentally?
Hell no. I love it, man. I love it. This gives me an opportunity to get myself out there even more. The more people there is that don't believe in me, that's the more people that I can prove wrong. And then that's the more people paying attention. You know what I mean?
I love that answer, brother. That is the best thing, man. Use that hate, take that and make that the fire under you that just, makes you do what you do. And obviously that's what you did, brother. You just remind me of a warrior, bro. That's what I've been kind of calling you. Brandon, the Warrior Ellsessor. I don't know if that's your nickname, but I don't know. When I look at you, bro, that's the first thing I do. And then the other thing is when you were pulling Travis, I think it was the second round, and you hit your stopping point. So I guess you had, like you were saying earlier, you pulled him over to your side, and you were in your lock. And bro, you looked directly at me, and you gave me that smirk, like, yo. And right before that match started, I don't know if you like heard this or whatever, but I yelled to you and I was like, bro, you get a pin on Travis right now, your life is going to change. Do you remember hearing that?
I do remember you saying that.
Nice. Is that what you were thinking when you were looking over at me with that smile on your face? Like, what was going through your head at that particular second?
Oh man, no, I was getting a little cocky at that point. Once I looked over at you and smiled, it was because I knew that I was going to win the match.
I love it, bro. That was amazing. And let me just remind all the subscribers out there, and this is not, I do not want to discredit Travis Bagent at all. That is my homie. That's my brother. I love him, bro. He is my man. So we're not trying to like take anything from him. It's just, I did think he was a little crazy to just come off the couch after 2 years and just take a match with you. I mean, I know what was coming. I knew you were preparing for everything you had to come in there, and, he wasn't as prepared. So I just want to make that clear. We're not trying to take any digs at Travis at all. It's just, I do think he underestimated you a little. I think he thought he was going to be able to, work you on the setup and all. And I think he got a little shock, I think you surprised him that day.
And that worked to my advantage. You know what I mean? None of that would have happened if I wasn't underestimated.
There you go. So there you go right there. Being an underdog's not the worst thing. It actually could play to your advantage, which obviously it did that day.
Yep.
So I actually have you met him this past weekend, my boy Kyle from New York. If you guys haven't checked him out already, he's on Facebook. His name is Kyle New York. He has a question for you. He just wanted to know what's up next. Who's going to be the next opponent? I know that day after you won, Adam Wilmot brought you up on stage, and he was trying to get a call out or whatever, and you end up grabbing the mic from him, and you're like, you know what, RBJ, what's up? So I know you said RBJ. Is that the guy that's next? Is that who your real focus is?
Well, there's nothing confirmed with RVJ as of right now. I know he's got something going on with Ryan Bowen. and I don't know what's going through his head exactly, but I'm getting a lot of opportunities from different people right now to pull different pullers, and I actually have one match still scheduled in February that I made earlier in the year against Roger Kingingham. It's in Ohio, and he's another up and comer, pretty highly known. He's beaten some big super heavyweights, good hook puller, pulling him for $1,000 in Ohio. But I've gotten messages.
Hold on one second. I just want to touch on that on Roger. So Roger is part of the AWU group, Arm Wrestling Uncensored, made by Dave Kotlow. So he's actually been put on my radar about a month ago. Everybody was tagging some of his past matches and all. And when I seen him, I was like, wow, this dude is no joke. I like his style. I like how he pulls. He's very aggressive. So I definitely know about Roger. I've been watching him. And I would love to watch that match. Where is that going down? You said Ohio. Whose promotion is that?
I believe Randall Bladen. What is it? Stump or an arm wrestling crew, maybe something like that. But I think
Randall is a very great guy. I haven't met him in person, but he throws a lot of great events, and I believe his crew is Stomp Crew. I think that is correct.
Okay. Yeah.
So the other thing is I reached out to RBJ. You know, I definitely been asking questions and just finding out what his weight is and keeping tabs on. I know he's pulling in March and King of Table 3. You know, so I'm definitely in touch with him. Work in the background to see what we could get. But I also wanted to get some other opponents that might be a possibility, somebody else that might be on your radar. So we got RBJ. Now, if there's two other names maybe that we could throw out there and maybe you'd be interested in pulling.
Well, the list is getting smaller, but I guess that's a good thing. Yeah, definitely Dan Mosier for sure, right-handed. That's the next. Him and RVJ, I would say, are the two top names, other than Todd Hutchings. But I wouldn't.
How about John Brezink? I was thinking to go with John Brezink because we all know that John is now said that he wants to pull closer to his weight, and I mean you are one of the top guys in 220, both hands. So. What about John Brezink? Do you think that's a possibility?
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, I almost forgot. How could I forget John Brezink? Yeah, absolutely. I would pull him too. I would definitely.
So let's just so we could go over it one more time. So the list that we got is we got RBJ, who you called out that night after your big win against Travis. You also want Dan Mosier, which Dan, if you're listening, we do have an event coming up. I'm doing it with John Breida and Matthew Chop Bertrand, and we're going to be doing April 23rd in Louisiana State. Now, I know Dan's over there. You know, maybe we could set some up with that. Dan, if you're listening, you're interested, definitely hit me up. And then John Brzezinkins, I have a lot of interest in that one. I really think that you deserve a shot at John. I know John is definitely looking to pull guys around his weight, and I think you are a perfect fit for that. So, John, if you're listening, we're interested in a match also. Yeah. Now, if you were to pull RBJ, what would be the weight cap? Would you want a weight cap on that?
Well, I think RBJ is a little lighter than me. He's like 205 last I heard. What do you know?
No, right now. So I spoke with him today. I guess he's been eating a lot, you know, whatever. I think he's up to about 220 right now. He's walking at.
Really?
And yeah, so he said if you know, he'd like to stay around there. He's not really that crazy about dieting, but you know, if the money was right, he would go down to 195, but you know, he's not looking forward to that. It would definitely have to be worth his time or whatever. So, you know, he is walking around pretty big right now. He is at 220.
Yeah, if we're both heavy, you might as well. No sense in both of us cutting.
There you go. Yeah. Now, if you got a match with RVJ, How do you think your style would match up against him?
I like my style against him, and I don't want to go into too much detail about
Completely understand that. Completely understand that. So what I want to do now is I just want to kind of iron out for all the new people out there that might not know everything about you yet. I just wanted you to go over your list of 2021 victories you have, some of the names. This way that people could understand what level of a puller we're dealing with right here.
All right. I got to try to remember them all.
Well,
Let's see.
I gotta tell you, bro, I've been studying you. So if you miss any, I think I'll remember them all. So
Okay, where I got to figure out where it all began.
I'm gonna think Paul Lynn. I think Paul Lynn was the one. What was that over in Atlantic City?
It was in Erie, PA.
Okay.
Paul Lynn, Kevin Robertson, and I beat them both in the same tournament. That was a really good day. And Kevin Robertson's doing that arm wars thing or something with Neil Pickup.
Oh wow. Okay. That's a big one.
That's a real big name that not a lot of people know about. He beat Justin Bishop in WAL championships in Vegas when they had it. He's a real good puller. Me and him used to go back and forth all the time years ago.
Can you say his name one more time? Because I actually got to write that down and I kind of want to do the research on him.
Yeah, Kevin Robertson.
Kevin Robertson. And where's Kevin from?
Ohio, I believe.
Got it.
He with Paul Talbot.
All right. So we got Paul Lynn, Kevin Robertson. Who else?
And then I went to the 98% event, and in the same day I beat Mike Aiello and Paul Passmore, beat them both twice right-handed, and then went into the overalls and beat Zaza. I don't know his last name. He's a multiple world champion from Georgia. And then I beat his other Georgian companion from Georgia, obviously, who is also a multiple world champion. I beat both of them right-handed.
I also want to say shout out to the 98, Ryan Grodin, Josh Berger. They were just at our event this past weekend. I got to talk with them. You know, we haven't always seen eye to eye, but we put everything behind. We shook hands this weekend, and I'm very excited that we could put the past in the past, and we could all just help grow arm wrestling from there in. So shout out to that crew, the 98%. They're doing great things. Go check them out. A lot of them are on YouTube now, and yeah, I gotta say that was a great event. I remember watching you going up against Mike Aiello and Paul Passmore in that three-way, and I gotta admit, dude, you know, I kind of was that guy that's saying, hell no, dude, he don't have a shot. He's going way over his league. These guys are too big for him, you know. And I kind of was hearing the same thing from everybody. And I got to admit, bro, that was the first time when I was just like, oh, shit, I need to find out more about this guy. And now I started really watching you after that one. That was something really big. So go on. I don't mean to cut you off. Who's out after that?
Yeah. Oh man, what was next?
Jordan Sill, I believe it was another 98% tournament. I believe you had a super match, and I believe it was both hands, right hand and left. And I remember you pulling Jordan Sill. And I just remember watching it live, and I was like, oh my God, what a war. I think it was like back and forth, bro. I think he might have beat you like the first round or something. And I was like, uh-oh. I was like, I think Brandon met his match. And then, oh my God, bro, you just, you know, all I saw was like some crazy posting going on. And I mean, dude, you turned it around. And that was a very impressive win. And then I think it was right. I think you started off with the right hand, and then you went to the left and beat him with that. So after that,
left actually it was left hand first because right hand was the money match. I pretty much I basically beat him left-handed the same way I beat Travis. There was a little more versatility going on. I was able to get some hand in the match here and there, but I beat him once or twice with the same way I beat Travis with my hand. back a little bit and got in with the press after I wore his arm out. And I hooked him one time too. And right-handed, I was able to get hand control out of the straps, and that was how I beat him right-handed. And yeah, and then was it the four-way that was after that with Quinn? Okay.
Yeah, so then right after that, so we had that. Now we went to Percyville, Virginia, same place that the venue was, Harvest Gap Brewery, that we were at this past weekend. And we put you up against some real serious pullers in that one. It was a right-hand four-way. It was Jason Merlot, Bill Sinks, and Quinlan Mendez. Now, this is where it gets a little crazy for me, because I get there, I'm watching the tournament, I'm over at the pro table, and then all of a sudden I see Brandon getting called up, and I'm just like, wait, isn't he pulling this big four-way? Like, what are you doing, bro? You're going to have enough endurance to go and do this tournament and then go and pull a four-way? Bro, you just were like really cocky. You just turned around and be like, yo, I got this, my man. I was just like, yo, okay, bro. So in my head, I'm saying to myself, I don't think this kid's being too smart right now. I think he's going to regret this later. Well, about an hour later goes by and we're at the four-way. And the show you put on, bro, was just wow. It wasn't just a win, bro. It was a pretty dominating win. It definitely showed us the level. You were leveling up right there. So after that four-way, I was just like, yo, this dude's got to go on a run, bro. We've just now watched him destroy the East Coast. So is it maybe just a coastal thing? And, as soon as he gets out of his little area or territory, things are going to change. Let's find out. Fly him out to Washington State, set him up in a four-way. But this time we're going to throw some different. I'm going to go with a left-hand four-way. And when you go to Washington, we've got a legend arm wrestler with the left over there. We got Jacob Abbott. Guy is amazing. Part of Team Strong Arms, been arm wrestling 30-something years. Total legend in our sport. So I was like, yo, he's definitely going to have some trouble with him. Brought Jordan Sill back because we know Jordan Sill is always at the top of the 220 classes with both arms and everything. So, of course, Jordan's going to be involved. And then we brought in Andre Sharkovich from Florida. So, we brought in competition from all over the place to throw at you to see where you were going to be able to handle. Same shit. Comes in there, does Brandon's moves. Brandon the Warrior Ellsessor showed up again and gets the W. So impressed with that, bro. I was just like, holy shit, that is the way to end 2021. Killing it. But you did have another super match that day, and it was with Andre Sharkovich, right hand. And that was just a war, bro. It was just, I think the first 2 or 3 rounds, was everything ended up in fouls. But I believe you did have, I think you got like the first pin, and then I think he came back and got the second, but both of them were fouled out. Is that correct?
No, I actually got both of those pins. They were both restarts. And
Wow.
I think he fouled the first time. I pinned him, and then they called the foul. And then I pinned him again the second time, and they called the foul. And then the third time I pinned him, and that one was legit. So I pinned him 3 times in a row off the start.
So that was pretty amazing right there. So, yeah, the fouls happened and all, but you could see that it was just it was a war that day. Both of you guys, I think both of you guys received injuries from it. So you guys gave everything you got. That match could have went either way. So from that, after that, we were like, all right, we left off that we were gonna let you heal up. Your right was bothering you. Yeah, I wanted to address that. So what actually happened that day? So everybody knows with your shoulder. It's your right shoulder you got hurt.
Yeah. It happened during the Andre match. I remember feeling it a little bit, but it didn't affect my performance in that super match. It was the adrenaline was taking over, but I do remember feeling the effects of it during one of those matches. I don't remember which one, and then I did the tournament afterwards, and that was fucking stupid. It didn't help it at all.
And then we were at the after party, and then you were there pulling 2-3 hours after party too. So, you say you got injured and all, but the Warrior still with the adrenaline going was still going. But what I'm trying to say is, what I was trying to say though is after that, the plan was for me and you were like, all right, we're going to get back in like, maybe a month, 2 months, let that right heal up. And then it was maybe like a week, 2 weeks later, I think it was like a week, and I hit you up. And, that was when everything just happened and we wanted to find a match. And Travis was like, you know what? I'm going to pull somebody left hand. So once I heard that, I was just like, dude, I got to hit up Brandon right away, dude. This guy has been just killing it. I want this run to keep going, keep getting bigger. And honestly, bro, I honestly really thought you had a shot, bro. Not many people did, but I just know how you are, bro. And I was like, let's give this guy a shot. So I threw it out there. I didn't know if you were going to accept or not. Taking on the left-hand GOAT within a couple of weeks is not too many people would agree to that. But of course, you're like, bro, I'm not passing this up. I want it. I'm hungry. Let's do this. So we set that up, and everybody else was kind of like, oh, he don't have a shot. This guy's too little. What is he doing? Pulling the beast and all this, and then boom, he did it. So I love the warrior spirit in you, brother. I just love it, man. You're one of those rare breeds that actually, puts things into action. A lot of people talk on social media, they'll pull anybody. So they say it on social media, but actually when I'm hitting them up in the DMs and, being like, oh, you just said you would pull anybody, most of them got an excuse. Oh, they can't pull this guy, or this is bothering me. Nah, bro, I hit you up. You always want to pull. You're always down. That's what we're looking for. Guys that are hungry and that really want to go out and get it. So I want to turn our interview now. So I got a lot of people that send in messages and they want to kind of ask you questions and all. So I want to kind of do like a question and answer for our subscribers out there. So we got one of our subscribers is Mohammed Hassan. He's a very big part of ArmWrestling Uncensored group. Really great guy. I love the guy. He stirs things up. He's willing to say what he thinks, regardless if the rest of the community doesn't always agree. And I always like guys that aren't afraid to go right at people. So his question for you is, are you willing to pull BLM from Canada in a right-hand super match?
Oh, I'd absolutely be willing to pull BLM for sure.
I believe I remember hearing, I'm not sure, but have you guys pulled before?
Yeah, we pulled one time a few years ago, New England Championships. We both got one win on each other apiece, right-handed that day, and that was it. So score hasn't been settled yet, still 1-1. I beat him the first time. He did something sneaky the second time, caught me off guard. That won't happen again. So, yeah.
What weight were you when you guys pulled each other? What weight class was that in?
Oh, it might have been 220 also. I'm not 100% positive, but I think that's what it was.
Okay. Yeah, I know BLM's been hitting me up a lot. He's a very good friend of mine. Him and Evan Bergone, I've always stayed in touch with from the beginning. And I think they're having a little problems with getting out of Canada right now. But he's definitely let me know as soon as he can get out. He's looking for a match. So, it's definitely somebody that I would love to see pull. And I don't know if you guys would be interested in pulling, but maybe we could make that happen also one day down the line. So another big contributor to our arm wrestling community is he's from Puller Magazine. He's the owner of Puller Magazine. It's Nano Cruz. So Nano wants to know, he says your stamina is crazy. What is the best thing to put in your body before a match to help with endurance?
Oh, I think most of my stamina is just from my training, not necessarily. I eat healthy, but I'm not like a nutritionist or anything like that. Like I prefer water and carbs, a little bit of protein, like oatmeal or something. I don't know exactly what the best thing is to eat, but most of my stamina I believe comes from my training.
Okay. Now, The other thing, this was not from Nano. This was just a question that just came up in my head because right before your super match that day, you came up to me and you asked me about, do I have a pre-workout? So I was a little, I said, I know I didn't have a pre-workout, but I never actually got to address that. I was a little confused because usually when arm wrestlers, we don't want a pre-workout because we're afraid that our arm's going to get blown up, too much blood in there. Do you not go with that theory? Is like you use a pre-workout normally before you pull a super match?
I used to go with that theory, and I don't know. I tried it a few times and I didn't really notice any difference. So I've been taking it for years. But the Travis match, I couldn't find my pre-workout and I never ended up taking any, but I didn't need it. And I felt my endurance felt just as good or better than before. So I don't know. It's hard to say, but I just like to take pre-workout and it makes me feel good. it's a habit.
I'm going to tell you this, Brandon, whatever you're doing, don't change. You have figured it out. If pre-workout is it, keep doing pre-workout, brother, because you have figured out the formula.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think the formula is just fucking keep doing something, keep working hard, just work harder than everybody else and stay consistent. I think that's the
it, brother. Hell yeah. So we have another question from Jeff Tyndall out of Texas. So Jeff says, given the fact that you've been pulling in arm wrestling for a while now, what was the thing that you say flipped the switch from the old Brandon Ellsessor to the new improved Brandon Ellsessor?
What's the new improved Brandon Ellsessor? The 2021 version?
Yeah, the one that has not been beat, that is going around on this kicking ass around the whole country. That's the one I think he's talking about.
Yeah. Man, I think I flipped the switch pretty much every year for the past like 5 years. And I think I did it twice this past year. I think I started I didn't used to always post like I do often now. I get down on my lean backwards on my tricep and that seemed to be working out real good for me, and it's getting a lot of good wins on guys like that. And then my training partner Dustin Jaliff, who is amazing at getting guys into hooks, like he makes me work, and sometimes it's just better just to go into a hook with him and instead of trying to get onto a hand, because his wrist is so solid. So my hook's gotten crazy strong too. So that there's another switch that flipped is I can hook guys and beat guys inside too, way like better than I used to be able to. So,
now you said you said with your post, because I remember you saying when you went against Andre, you took a picture of the match with you against Andre and you showed how he got a little higher than you, and then you also compared it to a picture when you pulled Jordan Sill and you showed how you got higher than him. Is that what you're talking about as far as the post?
Yes. Yep. It's basically leaning back on your tricep and using your elbow as a fulcrum and just like pointing your knuckles to the sky. And it's getting way higher on your side of the table, and it can just pretty much render guys useless if you do it right.
And now when you're posting, you're putting that elbow forward towards the opponent as you're posting up, right? Elbow going forward and hand coming back.
Yeah, basically, yeah. You get so much leverage that way, but you have to have the right tools to do it.
Yeah, that's crazy, because that's exactly how Travis used to teach me how to pull. That's definitely his style, always keeping that elbow going forward to them.
Mm.
Okay, so I want to go back to when we're in the match right now. You're pulling Travis right now, and I just want to get what was in your head when you're just right before you're about to pin him, like you're about to pin the GOAT of left-hand arm wrestling. What is going through your head?
Dude, it's the best. It's the best feeling in the world, man. That's what I look for all the time. Every time I'm arm wrestling, right before you about to pin somebody, it's even better when it's the GOAT of left-hand arm wrestling.
I can't even imagine what you must have been feeling that day. That is just like winning the lotto, man. I'm not trying to say it was luck or anything, but just to know that you have the skills and you are about to pin one of the best to ever do it. That is just, that's got to be the pinnacle of the sport, bro. You got to just feel amazing from that.
Oh yeah. And even guys like Devin Laird's messaging me, telling me it was amazing and liking my posts, and it's awesome.
Hell yeah. I got to say, bro, you went from being the East Coast man to now being the world man, bro. Everybody in this world knows who Brandon Ellsessor is, bro. They're all watching. And another thing that is great that I want to bring up. So right before this all started, you started a YouTube channel, correctly? Is that correct?
Before the Travis match, I started a YouTube channel. Yeah, it's been about a week. Not even.
What made you start that?
Just wanted this few things. Wanting to be a part of the growth of the sport, getting my name out there for promotions and opportunities, whatnot. See how far I can take it, maybe make money off of it someday. Just help the sport grow, all that.
I think that's a very, very smart idea. That is definitely where our sport's going. It's a great way of self-promotion, get your name out there so people know who you are. And then especially when you go and you have a win like this, now everybody's got somewhere to go to see Brandon Ellsessor. So what I also want to tell everybody, so if you haven't already, go check out Brandon's channel. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. The kid is the future. I was saying this all weekend about you and Lachlan Adair. Lachlan is another name that is making waves in the future. That's going to be making major waves in the future. He's only been 5 years in. And I really honestly feel that you and Lachlan are the next generation of elite pullers coming up. So everybody make sure to get over there, start following him, support him. He's building this channel. He deserves it. He's put in the work. He's definitely deserving of this. As far as what's your plans now as far as training right now? Meaning, I know you're nursing your right shoulder and all. So what's the plans with this? Are we going to go into full recovery now? Is that your main focus? Are you going to stop training your right until it heals? Like, what is the plan?
I thought about it, and I was thinking about taking a few days off or a week off, and then the next morning I found myself in the gym again working out. So that plan didn't exactly go the way I wanted it, but no, my shoulder. I did a little bit of after pulling after the pay-per-view, and it was feeling a little better. It was promising in a promising way, better than it has been the past few weeks. And I was warming up with Lachlan, and at first it felt the same like it always did, and then after I got the blood flowing, maybe it was the 2 drinks I had, but it kind of felt like I could actually get behind my shoulder again and pull decently, not 100%, but pretty decent. And Lachlan was worn out too, so that helped. So I'm going to keep training. I still have to take it easy a little bit on my shoulder. I can do pull-ups and any pulling motion fine. Just when it comes to push-ups, dips, bench, shoulder presses, I got nurse it a little bit there. But I still train them. I'll just go lighter and get the blood flowing, and I just try to keep everything working all the time. I try not to stop doing any one thing. If I gotta go lighter, I'll go lighter, but I make sure it's in a good way that's good for it, helping it heal at the same time. So yeah.
And what did you think of the whole event and with the pay-per-view and all? How did the Lachlan Adair versus Todzilla match go for you? Was that what you expected to happen? Like, what was your thoughts on that whole match?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much how I expected it to happen. And I'm not saying that it was a shutout. It was 6-0, but it Lachlan didn't look weak by any means. That first match, I haven't seen Todd hit that hard and ferociously in a long time inside, straight sideways. And Lachlan did stop him above the pad and held him there for a few seconds or however long it was. And that's not something you see every day. So I knew, like, yeah, Lachlan's real strong. A lot of people may not have noticed it, but I certainly did.
Yeah, and I also want to say is Todd came in a whole nother level above what he came in when he beat Corey West. I got to make that clear so that everybody understands this. Physically, when he came into Corey West, I was like, really like, wow, this dude is looking crazy. You know, I was like, this dude is totally peaked out. But now when I seen him come in against Lachlan, my jaw dropped to the ground when he walked in. He looked like a whole nother animal. Like he leveled up a whole nother level above that, which I didn't think that was even possible, but it is. He truly was. You know, I've been in it 2 years. I've seen Todd from the beginning. He definitely, you know, when I first seen him, I put him at an 8 as far as physical look and all. The other day, he was at a 10, 100%. You know, he was just different. And I want to make that. Make that clear because I don't want anybody to discredit Lachlan. I know a lot of people are talking all crap and saying, "Oh, you know, see what happened. You know, go back to Australia." But yo, this kid Lachlan, man, he is next level too, man. This guy he puts in the work. We got to remember, he's only 5 years in the sport. You know what I mean? He's going against Todd Zillage 15, 20 years in. And, you know, been at the 15, 20 years at the elite level, at the top elite level. So, guys, don't count out Lachlan at all. I was very, very impressed with him. He's such a great, humble person, fun to be around. You know, I definitely, I'm telling you right now, Italia Arm Wrestling Promotions are going to be working with him a lot, just like you, brother. I see you two as the future. Do you feel the same thing about Lachlan?
Yeah, I absolutely do. I think he just his style wasn't good for his opponent. I mean, Todd's like the one person in the world that you don't want to hook. And I think anybody else, Lachlan would have impressed a lot more people. He impressed me because I can see a little deeper into what's going on, but it was just a bad matchup for him.
Is there any tips that you could maybe throw Lachlan's leg? Because I know, you know, you've been around the sport a little longer. I believe, what are you in, like 10, 12-year range of how long you've been pulling for?
A little over 10 years.
10 years. So is there anything you could give Lachlan as a tip and all? Because I'm sure you were in the same place, you know, years before.
Well, if he could find a way to take Todd's hand, maybe Lachlan might have the power to finish him off. Todd's pretty strong, though. I think he did try top rolling him one time, and it did not go his way at all. I think he ended up getting flashed that round.
Is there any particular opponent that you would like to see Lachlan look to pull next?
Other than myself?
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely be in there. I mean, you guys are not too far away. I mean, he was at 249 this weekend. I know you were at 215. So, I mean, if you guys had a pull, I think he'd have to come down a little. You'd have to go up a little. Where would be the meeting point, do you think, for you two?
I could get up to the 230s. I mean, I could give up a few pounds to him. I think.
All right.
We'll see. I mean, I'd get as big as I could.
Maybe start eating a little more Taco Bell and let the abs go hide away for a little while.
Pancake diet all day.
I love it. Shout out to Devin Lorette and his pancakes.
Yeah.
So, Brandon, I feel like I kept you on long enough tonight. I want to thank you for coming on, brother, and I want you to keep going, bro. Just keep doing what you're doing, my man. I'm going to do everything I can to get you a big-time match. I love working with you, brother. Consider you a very good friend. And I just want to thank you for coming on. Was there anything that you would like to say before we call it a night?
No, man, I just really appreciate it and appreciate all the opportunities and you noticing and believing in. So, and yeah, I look forward to seeing where it goes and working together, you know?
Hell
No.
yeah. So just one last time for everybody. If you haven't already, please subscribe to both our channels. Make sure to smash that like button and let's help us grow. Thank you oh, hell yeah. There you go, bro.
Right on the pad.
That's it.
Let's go.
Yeah, buddy. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brandon. Have a great night, brother.
All right, man. You too. Later.